You're tuned in to Floridian Rollo. I'm your host, Floridian Rollo, and I'm coming at you with another live stream. As you enter into the chat, make sure you double tap to like the video. Make sure you double tap on the screen to like the video. All right, everything's coming clearly. I hear it on my phone clearly. Make sure everything is good. So, look, as you know, Portland have the troops there. Now, there's been some protests been going on where people are going at it with the ICE agents and the troops. You're going to hear what the news have to say. We're also going to hear what this governor and mayor and their constituents have to say after Trump proceeded to bring the troops, not only in Portland, we're also going to talk about Chicago because they're in Chicago too. We're going to save that for another time. We're going to talk about it separately. So it's official. Portland and Chicago have troops. Now, for what they're saying, as you're going to hear, they will be there for 60 days in Portland, and I also believe 60 days in Chicago. At a time where there's a lot of events going on in Chicago, you have the Cubs, in the playoffs. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is all going to go. Meanwhile, let's get back to Portland. I see we have Robert in the building. What's going on, Robert? More people will be entering the chat as they get the notifications. We will have a lot of people here. If I have any mods in the building, if anybody be disrespectful to me or disrespectful to the chat or disrespectful to y'all, block them. People could agree to disagree. At the same time, we're not going to tolerate no disrespect. We ain't going to tolerate no nonsense. So without further ado, let's get right to the video. Let's go.
All right, let's go now to Catherine Cook live at the ICE facility in South Portland. Catherine, we kind of have to thread the needle here between showing what is happening and making sure what we see is not merely performative for our cameras. Give me a sense of what's going on right now and if there appear to be any additional federal agents where you are.
Yes, David, there are additional federal agents, but nothing that out of the ordinary. Again, we saw about twice as many federal agents on foot as usual, coming out to escort federal vehicles in and out of the ICE facility. There are also protesters here, but that is certainly not out of the ordinary at all. We haven't seen any kind of clashes here tonight. Just about, I'd say, upwards of maybe 50 or so protesters scattered around the outside of the federal ICE building. All of this, though, happening the day after lawmakers toured the ICE facility, hoping to find answers. During a tour of Portland's ICE facility Thursday, Oregon's Democratic delegation asked federal officials for clarification around policies.
They sat down in a conference room to answer our questions. Our point is this. The president says he wants to remove violent, undocumented individuals. We're all down on that.
What Senator Jeff Merkley's not down on? Federal agents arresting nonviolent people, which he believes is happening. Senator Ron Wyden fears detainees are not getting due process.
Here's the thing. Let me say this. If you are assistant of helping the people they're looking for, you're guilty by association. If they're looking for certain individuals and you guided them and you protected them and you trying to act like your hands ain't clean, then sir, you need to step down, because at the end of the day, there are people helping these entities and deities. And as I stated before, if you help people that's not moving correctly, you're guilty by association. Would you, sir, sit around criminals and not say anything? You're just going to sit there, and then when they catch these criminals and they see you with these criminals, you're guilty by association. You saying that they are getting innocent people. How do we know that? You're just saying that because you don't want those people there. You say you want to see Trump do his due diligence to clean the criminals out, yet and still you want to protect criminals. Which one is it? You can't be fair weather in this. And that's the problem with these Ibarasi. They don't want peace. They love crime. They love bloodshed. They don't want to see the city thrive. They don't want to see Portland thrive. And the majority of the people in Portland don't want to see it thrive. They love sin. They love doing crazy things over there. They love getting wild in Oregon, particularly Portland. Unbelievable. Let's continue.
Particularly troubled yesterday by the fact that lawyers weren't getting fair access to represent their clients, and I'm going to be working to change that.
Also Thursday, President Trump criticized Portland yet again.
When you go out to Portland and you see what's happening in Portland, this is like nobody's ever seen anything like it every night, and this has gone on for years. They just burned the place down. And
They burned the place down, and they also burned the American flag a few years ago. Now, I don't know how true it is. Somebody said that they burned the flag. You know, I have to look at Anton Daniels' video, because if I'm not mistaken, it happened during the process of the ICE agents and the troops coming, that they burned the American flag. They do burn stuff down. They are known to do that. Mr. Trump is correct. They've been doing it for years. During the inauguration 8 years ago, they did it. They did it 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago. They are known to burn stuff down. They are known to do that. It's one of those weird places. Portland, Oregon is one of those weird places, y'all. It's a bunch of weird people. That's in my top 5 in terms of weird place. I've never been to Oregon. I know people that have been there, and they say it's weird. With exceptions. There's always exceptions. For the most part, it's weird. Let's continue.
you know, the shop owners, most of them have left, but the few shops, what's happening in Portland, this is like nobody's ever seen anything like it every night, and this has gone on for years. They just burned the place down, and you know, the shop owners, most of them have left, but the few shops that are open, they just use plywood and just like 3/4 inch plywood.
That's crazy. That's crazy. They have to use ply burn to protect their stuff. And you heard what Mr. Trump said. A lot of the businesses closed down and left because people are burning stuff down over there. No matter the culture, no matter the race, demons from all walks of life that live in Portland are acting a fool. Bunch of savages, I tell you. Yeah, Frank Cooper's correct. Ibaracis just want to watch the world burn. He's correct. Frank is correct. I agree with that 1,000,000%.
They don't put storefronts because they know it's going to be burned down.
This is Trump making up stuff.
He is trying to project an image to justify.
No. I know y'all not using the word he's projecting. Y'all saying Trump is projecting. No, y'all projecting. Stop it. Now you're saying Trump is projecting. Now you political affiliates is watching our platforms. Now you talking about projection. Trump is projecting. How's Trump projecting? Wow. You can't make this up, y'all. You can't make this up. Listen.
Plywood. They don't put storefronts because they know it's going to be burned down.
This is Trump making up stuff.
He is trying to project an image to justify forces that he can roll in to create chaos and then justify further authoritarian actions.
The question late.
No. Y'all want money to upgrade your lifestyle. Meanwhile, the people in your city, in your county, in your district is suffering. And on top of that, they bring in more suffering to that state. How's he projecting? See, this is the issue with these entities and deities, is that they projected their lives on Mr. Trump. It's not the other way around. They said that they want things to be better in Portland. Well, looking at the way people are leading, they're not leading by example. So the man has to come and clean up your state, your county, because you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to hold these people accountable that is tearing up, burning stuff up every so often. These people are so miserable that they burning up things that they supposed to go shop and take care of their family. That's not a family-friendly place. That has to be one of the most weirdest places in the Northwest or the West, Upper West region. Since the West Coast people don't want to be considered the Northwest, geographically, it makes sense to call them the Northwest. They're in the Northern West region. So I'm just going to give you your cliche, Upper West. You're in the Upper West. Upper Antonin West, acting a fool. That's not a family-friendly place to bring children, to bring your wife, to have your husband there, looking at all the weird behavior that they are enthused in, involved in. Yet they're saying that Trump is projecting. They're saying that MAGA is projecting. That we projecting our situations on these Ibarracis. My question to these Ibarracis and Dibarracis is this. If you don't want Trump, if you don't want the troops involved in your congressional situations, then why are you allowing sin in your city, in your county, in your district? Why is it that many people are leaving that ishhole? I thought y'all want America to be great again. Y'all burning flags, y'all burning people's homes, y'all burning cars, y'all burning each other, y'all unaliving each other, y'all rude, y'all disrespectful, y'all not polite people. Y'all probably the most disrespectful people in America, based on how y'all move, based on how inconsiderate you are towards your fellow man, fellow woman, fellow child. Y'all indoctrinated in all weirdness. Y'all do weird things, talk weird, act weird, look weird, dress weird. Oh yeah, they are. Oh yeah. Anybody that's been to Portland, tell me if I'm lying. If I got any Portland folks that have common sense, come in the chat. Tell me what's really going on in your county. If you are a conservative, you welcome here. Even the Ibarracis are welcome here, as long as they're respectful. This channel is for everybody to come and talk. They talk as long as you're respectful to me, the host, respectful to the mods, respectful to the platform. We can have an agreement or disagreement. The issue is the Ibarracis and the Dibarracis, they want to project their sins on us conservative people that want to move correctly. We want to see our families thrive. We want to grow. We want to make money. We want to do business. How can we do business with these people? They don't want to do business with us. They want to tear this fragment of this country down and give it to other people that don't have respect for this country, yet don't mind coming here and doing a sin. Do you notice that most people come from other countries? They come here to sin more than they did in their own country. That's not to say everybody in other countries don't have people that's on point. You'll get the drift. Like Reaper 362 says, Trump is the best president this country has ever had. And there won't be another Democrat president for decades. I agree with that 1,000,000%. Now, that said, we got to be mindful and cognizant of how the devil works. Everything you're saying is on point. The way things are going and the way we seeing how this red wave is growing amongst the young people, the devil never sleeps. We got to keep fighting, y'all, because the black devil and the devils that is of other ethnicities never sleep. We can't get comfortable. We got to call out the sin as much as possible in all fractions and all denominations of this planet. You, the viewers, is what make this channel grow. I can't do it without y'all. You, the viewers that support the platform. I would not have a channel if it wasn't for y'all. You're the reason why I talk about these subjects. I'm very passionate because I understand and understand the dynamic from the economic standpoint and also the observation. I said on a particular platform called By Reg back in the days that the country was shut down. The way things are moving, it came to fruition. I talked about the burning thing that will happen in the northern regions, particularly New York will see the worst of it, and they will not hit Florida, that flaming fire that came from Canada. I talk about the shift change with the northern states, the southern states, a lot of shift happening economically. There's a lot of things I talked about that the Most High see fit came to fruition. So you, the viewers, you have to go through many of my videos. You see what I'm talking about. Now, some videos have been taken down. You know, there was a point in time that I removed a lot of videos and I have put it in my thing, and that's that. The truth of the matter is, those who've seen those videos, those who've seen the footage saw what I said, it came to fruition. So make sure you double tap the like button on your way in. Let's continue to hear what these Ibarracis have to say.
Friday night is, will those actions include an influx of federal agents at the ICE facility? And if so, what will their mission be? None of it seems clear. Back live in South Portland, protesters here have long called for the complete shutdown of this ICE facility, but Merkley and other lawmakers today said it should stay open.
So you have a balance of those who say it should stay closed, and you have a balance of those who say it should stay open. Why do they have an issue with the ICE agents there doing their job? It seems like these people don't want them to do their job. They want to continue to see crime. They want to see crime at an all-time high in America. Unbelievable. Let's go.
Their reason? It would keep detainees from going straight to the ICE facility in Tacoma and improve their chances at getting a fair due process. Back to you.
Well, safe to say we are all in search of some clarity tonight. Thanks, Catherine. Appreciate it.
What clarity do you need, sir? What clarity did this guy need? We got more footage. Give me a second. We got more footage. All right, let's get to it. 1 second. Getting it ready. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. Here we go.
From K2 News, this is breaking news.
That breaking news tonight: clashes between federal officers and demonstrators outside of the ICE facility in Southwest Portland. The tension ratcheting up as soon as the sun went down. It's a noticeable difference from earlier in the evening. That video on the left side of your screen showing protesters marching from the building to the building right now from Southwest Portland and circling the building before leaving. Very different scenario now with that video on your right. Thank you so much for joining us for K2 News at 11.
You have people that don't have respect for this country. You have so-called black people who's racist. You got these other ethnicities who don't believe in America that they say they love, they claim they love, they don't love it. You get what I'm saying? Now, let me see what's going on in the chat, because I know that they are in the chat right now. Let me see what's going on. Hold on one second. What are you talking about, Angela? Angela, what are you talking about? Who are you talking about, Angela? Angela, who are you talking about? Who's pathetic? Explain yourself, Angela. Who's pathetic? You got 2 seconds. Who's pathetic? Because see, you've been here to be, you were sent to bring nonsense in my chat. You come in with the nonsense. Angela, state your statement. Explain yourself. What are you talking about? I'm talking about Donald Trump sending troops and the protesters is fighting against the ICE agents. You talking about something totally different. Do you have common sense, Angela? I told you, don't come in here, be disrespectful and saying things and don't know how to learn how to speak. You're speaking disrespectful right now. Who's pathetic? I'm telling you, you can't make this up. We got a moderator in the building, Bridget. She said, Angela, Trump's ego makes him a great president. We got our behinds kicked because of Biden being a ill itch. Hey, Bridget, that's true. That's true. Let's get back to the topic.
Barry Mangold, we have a lot to get to. Tonight's clash is kicking off less than 24 hours after this announcement from President Trump. He posted to Truth Social saying, quote, at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by
Antifa, right?
Antifa and other domestic terrorists.
So all you folks that come in the chat that's bringing terrorists to my platform, or terrorists to Trump, or terrorists to people that stand for righteousness, because you love sin. A lot of you people, you love sin. You love sin. You come in sin. You don't bring solutions. You want to see this country go down because you didn't make it in life. You want to blame everybody for your own downfall. You want to blame people for the condition you in. No, look at yourself in the mirror and be responsible for your own actions as a man, as a woman. And stop blaming others. A lot of you have been ungrateful. You've been spoiled for most of your life. You don't appreciate the value of the dollar. Some of you so disrespectful to the dollar that you want the dollar to crash so bad. Don't you got responsibility as a man, as a woman? Why would you want the dollar to crash? Why are you pushing this agenda? Burn everything down. Burn the stores down. Burn people's cars. Burn people's property. That's not the America I know. You got a bunch of people in America love nightmares than reality. Shout out to the real Americans out here that's getting it in, putting in the work, providing for their families, providing for their loved ones, supporting one another, want to see other people win. I'm so sick of these low vibrational folks, these lazy SOBs. And ladies, let me say this to you ladies, get you a man that's on point. Don't get yourself caught up with these low vibrational men, whether he's black, whether he's white, whether he's Asian, the list goes on. If he's low vibrational, don't even give him a chance. Don't even give him some. Tell that man to get a job, take care of himself before he deals with you. I'm so sick of these low vibrational dudes. You got a bunch of men want to be women so much. And it makes the woman have to become a man because the man don't want to become a man in this society. It's sickening. It's sickening out here. It's disgusting. You couldn't pay me to go to Portland. You couldn't pay me to go to Portland with all that weird behavior going on over there. If y'all a peaceful state, then why is it one of the most weirdest states in America? You got a person that says, good morning from Oregon. We are a peaceful state. We are artistic state. Our state has more MS people than anywhere. I don't know what to tell you. There hasn't been violence in our state or in Oregon. Who paid you to come in here and talk like that? Who paid you to come in here to talk like that? If everything was so well, then why most of the people got their stuff burned? Sylvia, I got a question for you. Why they keep burning cars? Why they keep burning businesses? Why they burn the American flag if everything's so peaceful over there? This is crazy. I'm telling you, let's continue, y'all.
I'm also authorizing full force if necessary. And we want to show you where this is all happening in relation to downtown Portland. You can see this is the ICE facility location there off of South McAdam Avenue. The building is south of the city near a Tesla dealership and several other apartment complexes. K2 News has previously reported on a lawsuit filed by one woman claiming the city was not doing enough to stop the noise from the night.
So y'all want them to stop the noise, yet y'all make noise every day. Y'all make noise every day burning stuff. Y'all make noise burning stuff. Having race cars. Come on now. Now I'm going to say this. Y'all can talk your talk and be respectful. Hello to everybody that's viewing. Shout out to my mods. I see RZA in the house. If y'all want to get my attention, because there's going to be a lot of people flowing in the chat. Back and forth. Hit the super chat if you have a question for me. If you want to be seen, hit the super chat. If you want to support the Cash App anonymously, you can support the Cash App. That's how you're going to get my attention. Like I stated, be respectful in the chat. I have my moderators here. They don't play. Shout out to RZA, Bridget. They will make sure the chat is clean. Be respectful. You can agree to disagree. Come in here respectful, support the platform, support the work. I don't want to see this country go down by these entities and sinners and deities. Yet, you got some people that's from America, want to bring domestic problems and domestic issues to appease to Satan. It's crazy. Let's go.
Clashes outside the building. Now we want to get to our reporter, K2's Jennifer Singh, who spent hours in front of the ICE building tonight. She witnessed those peaceful protests before things started to change. So, Jennifer, city leaders stress peace today and not taking the bait by resorting to violence. Did it work out?
Well, Barry, I guess that's up for you guys to find out with the videos. Now, like you said, tensions did rise throughout the evening. In the early hours, we did see things remain very peaceful. But like you said, it was after the sun went down when things started to get a little bit physical. We saw a few instances of that. And we do know at least one person was taken into custody after a physical confrontation with officers. Now, some people we spoke with this evening tell me that's exactly why they believe federal troops are needed in Portland.
If Portland's not going to protect their citizens, these people are tax-paying citizens. They have their homes here. He's got to do something. I think he just wants to see America safe and following the law, but Portland.
Now we're going to hear what this gentleman said again, because you got people say he's a sellout, yet they watching me. I'm a sellout, yet you watching me. I'm a sellout, yet you watching me, though. This gentleman stays in Portland, and he's seen the horrific situation, yet you got Syria coming in here saying everything's good, yet this gentleman is an Army vet. Y'all don't even respect your Army veterans. From what I was told, I don't know how true it is, y'all don't even take care of your Army vet in Portland. It's so bad out there that they don't even respect the veterans out there. So we're going to hear what this veteran has to say about what's going on in Portland. Because you got Syria coming in here trying to do damage control, saying that everything's so good in Portland. Then why a lot of people that I spoke to or have seen videos from content creators talking about it's weird being in Portland. It's nothing wrong being artistic. It's nothing wrong doing certain things to be creative. Yet the creativity in Portland has become more sinful. It has not become more helpful. Let's continue. Let's go back. Let's hear what this gentleman has to say.
Was taken into custody after a physical confrontation with officers. Now, some people we spoke with this evening tell me that's exactly why they believe federal troops are needed in Portland.
If Portland's not going to protect their citizens, these people are tax-paying citizens. They have their homes here. He's got to do something. I think he just wants to see America safe and
Did you see that gentleman in the background? Did y'all see it? Put a 5 in the chat. Let's rewind it back. Look at what the gentleman in the background did. Look at that gentleman in the background. Y'all see that gentleman in the background? Doing that mask thing? He's with Antifa. He's with Antifa. Recording this military vet. Recording the news station. He got the camera with that mask, y'all. Look at this. Hold on 1 second. Look at this. Look at him. Look at him, y'all. Y'all see it? Look at that. Look at that center behind him. And the woman is there too. You can't make this up, y'all. I see the play. I see the play, y'all. This is crazy. Let's continue.
people are tax-paying citizens. They have their homes here. He's got to do something. I think he just wants to see America safe and following the law, but Portland's politicians don't want to do that.
And other people worry that an increased federal presence will do the opposite of protecting the peace, referencing back to the Portland protests in 2020.
I just remember watching night after night everything that was going on with the interactions between police and protesters, and I'm just worried that we're going to see things blow up like they did in 2020, and it's because our president and the federal government, they're looking for a fight.
No. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. That's projection. You are projecting. You want to live a certain lifestyle, and you want that lifestyle to continue. That's the weirdo we're talking about. Look what this weirdo said. Look what this weirdo said. This is how these weirdos look. Look at this weirdo. Look at this weirdo, y'all. Look at the weirdo. Look at this dude. He's a weirdo. Trump is doing bad things to America. He don't care about us people. He wants to be a dictatorian. Really? Really? Look at this weirdo. Ladies in the chat. Would you get with a guy like this, ladies? This guy can't even protect a fly. Look at him. This guy can't protect the fly. You have a lot of people in America that don't like order. So how you say you're a Christian and you don't like order? How you believe in the Bible if you don't like order? Order is what keeps things at bay, make people want to do correct things. When there's no order, it leads to damnation, it leads to planet hell. Look what this weirdo said. Look at him.
And I'm just worried that we're going to see things blow up like they did in 2020, and it's because our president and the federal government, they're looking for a fight.
Now, again, there are still a lot of questions we need the answers to, such as when the troops would arrive, how many of them, and what they would be tasked to do. We did reach out to the White House today to see if we could get those questions answered. We got a timeline back explaining what has happened outside of the ICE facility dating back.
If I was this lady, I'd get out of Portland. If I was that lady, I'd get out of Portland. Because at the end of the day, they're going to mess you up. They're going to mess your mind up in Portland. They got you looking crazy. A lot of you ladies, you got to be mindful what you listen to. If I was her, I'd get out of Portland ASAP. Get around people with common sense. They're going to mess up this young lady's life. Let's continue.
To June of this summer. Now, we are still working to get those answers, but we will bring them to you as soon as possible. For now, live in downtown Portland tonight, Jennifer Singh, K2 News.
Right, Jennifer, thank you for that. And you may have noticed at home watching that Jennifer and our crew was not at the ICE facility. That is because demonstrators threatened their physical safety about 90 minutes ago. Our security team, who's with them now.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? That had they went down there to see what's going on, that they threatened to unalive them. Yet you got Syria talking about everybody in Portland is on point. Syria, that's a lie. They threatened this news station. They threatened that young lady and her constituents. If they went down there to see what's going on, they would unalive them. So you can't go down there to see what's going on because they want to kill you. Yet Portland is innocent. Portland is innocent my behind. It's one of the weirdest states in America. And it needs to be cleansed. Honestly, me speaking, I'll let y'all go down the toilet to hell if you ask me. At the same time, you know, a lot of these cities need to be cleansed. There's too much sin going on there, and it's affecting a lot of people. It's crazy. Listen to what he said again.
To you as soon as possible. For now, live in downtown Portland tonight, Jennifer Singh, K2 News.
Right, Jennifer, thank you for that. And you may have noticed at home watching that Jennifer and our crew was not at the ICE facility. That is because demonstrators threatened their physical safety about 90 minutes ago. Our security team, who's with them now, moved them inside of their vehicle, and protesters were heard discussing our parent company, Sinclair Broadcast Group, and plans to target our crew if...
Wow! 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 Listen again.
Jennifer and our crew was not at the ICE facility. That is because demonstrators threatened their physical safety about 90 minutes ago. Our security team, who's with them now, moved them inside of their vehicle, and protesters were heard discussing our parent company, Sinclair Broadcast Group, and plans to target our crew if they exited the vehicle. The crew was simply trying to report on an important local news story happening in our community, but their safety is our first priority. So we moved them from the ICE facility to avoid further physical threats. And earlier today, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek sending a clear message to the White House following the president's announcement.
Before we get to her crazy behind, I gotta say what it is. Before we get to her crazy behind, look at the people in the back. Look at them. Look at this. I don't know how people could get up in the morning and take these people serious that runs their state. She looked like the governor from New York City. This is your leader? Man, y'all got a lot of wake up to do in Portland, y'all. The real Portland folks, grab your streets back, man, and get these people out of office. Get some real people with common sense in here. Look at the people in the back. Look at the yes men. Look at the yes men in the back. Yes, boss. Yes, lady boss. Yes, lady boss. We's here. We need our check. We need our check, boss lady. So we're not going to talk about you. We're going to agree with you because we need to get paid. Even though we do need the truth, boss lady, I agree with you, Portland Governor. I agree with you. Yes, I agree that we need to listen to you. I love my job. I don't want to lose my pension. I don't want to let go. I kiss your feet, boss lady. I give you a hug. I love Portland, Oregon. And I agree, we don't need no truth, lady. I just want to know that why Donald Trump. I just want to understand why Donald Trump is sending the troops. Boss lady, we trying our best. I just want to sue the presidential. I'm with you, boss. I can't. I love my Portland. You don't love Portland. You're a liar. You don't love Portland. Because if y'all love Portland, you take care of your citizens in Portland. You putting the other people of other ethnicities that's coming in here incorrectly over your own citizens that's born here, and you talking about President Trump, we need to let us take care of you. You ain't taking care of nothing. All you doing is talking. Just like what your former boss mayor of New York, Eric Adams, said. You got to talk with actions. Speak louder than words. Let's continue.
President Trump's inconceivable insistence that we need federal troops in Portland does not address the real concerns in our communities.
What?
We do not need or want federal troops in Oregon, stoking fear, creating conflict.
No. You don't get to answer when we see that y'all have burned down flags over the past few years, burning cars, racing. The school is at an all-time low. It's at its low trajectory of students learning in that school. They can't even complete a 4th grade literature. The way you speak, I don't know how you became governor. Then again, I know how you became governor. Let me say this. People in your state, vote for low vibrational people. I can't remember a time in Portland when it was great. What, maybe not at all. Somebody in Portland tell me what year that Portland was great. Because I think upon my research, Portland got worse and worse and worse every decade. Let's continue.
And frankly, escalating a situation that is under control.
In general, it could shut this down, which would be great. How we can have our community back.
Why you want it to be shut down? Why you want this ICE facility to be shut down? Why? Why? Let us know why.
And we can sleep at night.
Sleep at night? Y'all don't sleep at all. When was the last time you got sleep, sir? It's always chaos in your particular town. I just want to go to sleep. I just don't want to see the ICE agent. I just don't want to see peace. I just want to see noise. Remember, they projecting at this point, y'all. Let's continue.
Kotek also wrote on social media that her office had not been notified why the troops were being deployed. Governor Kotek pushed further for more answers. She spoke with both Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and President Trump after seeing that social media post. Here's what she had to say about her conversation with the president.
He thinks there are elements here that create an insurrection. I told him there is no insurrection here and that we have this under control. I have complete faith in Portland Police and Chief Day to make sure that we're holding people accountable if they cross the line.
The governor says that she will not approve the use of the Oregon National Guard. Portland Mayor Keith Wilson said today that he will also be sending a message to the White House.
On Monday, I will gather with a dozen regional mayors to sign a joint statement modeled after that of Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago, who received the same.
Oh, here we go. Here we go now. Here we go. Now him and Mayor Johnson talking. So I do stand correct. So Portland, Chicago getting along with each other now? Say it ain't so. The mayor is saying that him and Johnson having the same conversation we are talking about. Hello, Mayor Johnson. This is the mayor of Portland. I would like to let you know that I am your friend. I am so glad that we're having this conversation. I can't stand this America, you know. Why is it we not getting no money in our county, in our district? We can't get no strippers to come see us. I just want to know why the strippers have left my home. Yeah, you know, Portland Mayor, I said the same thing. I had me some baddies over before President Trump decided to bring the troops. Now the baddies don't want to come see me. I can't pay them on a payroll. We can't fleece the flock no more. We can't fleece the federal agency no more. We're not getting no money, so our wives is looking at us different, or certain individuals is looking at us different because we're not getting no money to pay them. Yeah, you know, I can't stand these poor people yet. We have to make believe we stand for the people because Trump is cleaning up house. And if Trump cleans up house, that means there's no job for us. Duh! Y'all need to be gone. Y'all need to be gone. Y'all need to be gone. Y'all being exposed for who you are, the entities and the deity women, the entity men, these deity demons, these entity demon women. It's being exposed.
Ugly threat of military deployment as Portland now has.
And Chicago's Mayor Johnson said in his statement that the president's approach is uncoordinated, uncalled for, and unsound. Local leaders are urging Portlanders to respond to the federal agents with peace. Governor Kotek said the best way to stand in opposition to the Trump administration is to lean into supporting your community and making things better in Portland. And local.
No, they don't want to make things better in Portland. They don't want to make things better in Portland. That's a lie. They do not want to make things better in Portland. They keep saying this.
Leaders are reacting to President Trump sending federal troops to Portland. Former Oregon Congresswoman Lori Chavez DeRemer posting this on X in part.
I've seen firsthand how lawlessness has transformed Portland from a beautiful place to a live crime-ridden war zone. This is the former Congresswoman with common sense. Look what she says, y'all. She says, I seen firsthand how lawlessness has transformed Portland from a beautiful place to live to a crime-ridden war zone. Wow. Wow. Where all these people that's from Portland got to say about this now?
Saying, quote, I've seen firsthand how lawlessness has transformed Portland from a beautiful place to live to a crime-ridden war zone. She went on to thank President Trump for doing something to keep ICE facilities protected and America safe. Chavez DeRemer is currently the U.S. Labor secretary for the Trump administration. Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, meanwhile, also responding. Merkley posted in part on social media.
Here we go. He's saying that Trump is pushing fear. No, y'all pushing fear and doom and gloom. Just like that particular content creator, that Demon New Breed, pushes doom and gloom. This is the same warfare that these Liberazzis do. Let's go.
That the president wants to stoke fear and chaos and trigger violent interactions and riots to justify expanded authoritarian control. Merkley urges the city to not take the bait and asserts that Portland is peaceful. The senator echoed similar sentiments from last night's news conference with Mayor Keith Wilson, which was put together in response to the president's announcement. And Portland Police Chief Bob Day was also at that press conference today. He says peace has always been his mission in his 3 decades serving the police bureau. He added that the president's announcement does not change that.
Portland Police Bureau continues to adhere to the rule of law. We are not engaged in immigration enforcement. We are not participating or supporting any kind of immigration administrative work.
Chief Day says,
wow. Even some of these police officers, it's okay with the people of other ethnicities that came here the wrong way to have more rights than the American citizens. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
An alphabet of federal law enforcement are here to provide protection for the ICE building. He does not specify which federal officers are in Portland because he says he is not sure. And earlier tonight, Tung Yin, a law professor at Lewis and Clark, talked with us about the president's authority to send troops to cities like Portland. He said that Trump likely does have authority in certain situations. Take a listen. Does the legal kind of situation change, in your opinion, if these are not National Guard troops, but instead these are agents from various federal agencies?
That is different. Okay, so the reason it matters if it's military troops versus federal law enforcement agents is that there's a law called the Posse Comitatus Act that forbids the military from being used for domestic law enforcement unless Congress authorizes it. So the default is you can't use the military to do ordinary arrests, crime control, and so on. Federal agents could, if they have the appropriate jurisdiction, so sending FBI, DEA, et cetera, into the area to enforce federal law, they can do that.
Right, and I know that Trump posted on social media that his directive, at least in part, was to have these federal troops or agents protect the ICE building, federal property in Portland. If the troops or federal agents are being told to only protect federal property, does that change the legal landscape in terms of challenging the Trump administration's deployments here?
I think it does. If you had it strictly limited to
Trump is moving smart, and it's pissing them off. Trump is moving smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. They thought they was going to catch him slipping. They the ones who slipping, and they pissed off about it. Let's go.
Protecting the ICE building, protecting ICE agents as they're entering, exiting, and so on. That's probably within the president's authority to do, especially if he's not using military troops, but using just other federal law enforcement agents, then it does not need the governor's approval in any way. But the minute that you start telling military troops in particular, okay, go arrest that protester, put them in handcuffs, bring them over for federal prosecution, then you're violating the Posse Comitatus Act on top of the other problems of, whether you fulfilled the requirements for calling the troops out in the first place.
And business leaders in Portland are also concerned about the economic impact of federal agents being deployed in Portland. The chair of...
Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Business people are concerned? So wait a second, you want your place to be burned up, your business to be burned up? Wow. Let's hear if this is what they're going to say. Let's rewind back.
Troops out in the first place.
And business leaders in Portland are also concerned about the economic impact of federal agents being deployed in Portland. The chair of the Portland Metro Chamber said last night that other cities like Washington, D.C. saw a significant drop when the National Guard was sent there.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. The business did not see a drop in Washington, D.C. That's a lie, y'all. Why are they lying so much? Trump said that business was booming when the troops was making sure everything was going on in D.C. correctly. That's a lie. Wow, you got businesses declining this situation. Yet they depend on this mayor and governor of their state to protect their businesses? Wow, this is crazy.
When the Trump administration deployed the National Guard in D.C., restaurants and small business retail fell by over 30%. That's not what Portland needs right now. Basically, this is bad for business, and it will set back the progress our city has been making over the last few years.
Wow. How much they pay you? How much they pay you to say that, man? How much money they give you to say that bold-faced lie statement? That's why you're looking down, because you're guilty.
Lisa Schroeder has owned Mother's Bistro in downtown Portland since it opened more than 25 years ago. Today, she told us that Trump's description of the Rose City has stalled its recovery from the pandemic.
People like Trump keep spreading the bad word about our city and scaring people off. So they just keep adding fuel to a fire that isn't there. I just wish people would be downtown Portland. Stop spreading bad stuff. And there will be people down here. We don't have to worry about riots. We just have to worry about people coming to Portland.
Now,
didn't I tell you a lot of people ain't going to Portland? Now she claiming it's Trump's fault that people ain't coming to Portland. No. There's people that visit Portland and has said a lot of weird stuff be going on in Portland. How can you blame Trump for that? My goodness, the disrespect.
Not everyone is unhappy about the federal presence. We got a lot of comments on our social media and K2 pages. One person writing, authorities in Multnomah County and Portland refuse to enforce the law, so someone has to. Messy, but necessary.
Messy, but necessary. When you have people using the word but, you got to cancel out certain words. You got to cancel out certain words when they use that word but. Anyway, let's continue.
Another person writing, quote, this is the best news to wake up to. It's a step in the right direction for that once beautiful city. Thank you, President Trump. Another person posting on Facebook saying simply, clean it up. Now, we want to know what you think about all this. Pull out your phone and use its camera to scan the QR code on your...
59% said it will help Portland. 41% said it will hurt Portland. Wow, shame on those 41% that said it will hurt Portland. Yeah, Mitch, they act like... Hold on a second. Yeah, making progress. Yeah, they talking about they making progress. It's like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like Rizza said, hit the like button. Thank you. And support the show, too. Support the platform, y'all. Support the show. Support the work. All right, so let's get to another one. Give me 1 second. We got one more to check out. Give me 1 second. This one, we're going to have it quiet. Hold on. I'm not going to show that. It's too explicit. All right, let's show this. I'm going to keep it muted because of the music. All right, watch what happens here. This happened a day ago. Look. Look at them, y'all. Look at them. Look at them. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this behavior. Look at them. Wow, they're talking about unalive yourself. They're talking about unalive yourself. Wow. Wow. They're telling the people to unalive themselves, the authorities to unalive themselves. Look at this. Wow. Wow, they sold their soul. They sold their soul to Satan, y'all. Look at these satanic groups going against the police, y'all. This is crazy. They have no respect for authority. Look at them. Low vibrational people, y'all. Wow. Look at the graphic. They short of staff with police. Look at this, y'all. Wow. Wow, y'all. Yes, it is. Exactly, it is. Right, Bridget. They're asking to be cap idiots. They are. I'm telling you. These people are losing their mind, y'all. These people are really losing their mind. They're going crazy. They're going crazy. They're literally losing their mind. Well, I want to tell y'all this. Appreciate those who recently subscribed to the channel. Let's see how many people subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Let's continue to get the channel growing. Let's continue to get the channel growing, y'all. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everyone for tuning in to the show. I'll be back on later on. We're going to talk about the situation in Chicago. So be on the lookout for that. To my members only, soon, sometime this week, I will have a video for y'all. I may have a pre-recorded video. It all depends on what goes on during the day. So appreciate Bridget and Rizza, the moderators, for coming through, making sure everything's good. Shout out to everybody viewing. Double tap the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying. Appreciate you coming through. I'll catch y'all later on tonight. We'll talk about the situation in Chicago. And we're going to talk about this particular individual disrespecting white people again. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure y'all check out Ringo, Brainwaves. And I thank y'all for supporting those two platforms when y'all can. And when y'all can't support this platform, I thank y'all. Thank you for liking and sharing.